Wonder is the first traditional 2D side-scrolling Super Mario game in over a decade and yet another commercial hit in one of the best-selling game franchises of all time. Wonder allows players to guide any of the 8 playable characters in an adventure through the all-new land known as the Flower Kingdom, where your enemy Bowser is now living in a flying castle. The game boasts plenty of the series' usual charm, imagination, and weirdness with experiences ranging from turning your character into an elephant to using one of the new Wonder Flowers to make warp pipes come to life. It may not be the most difficult Mario game to date, but it's absolutely brimming with creativity and is easily one of the best games on the Nintendo Switch.
Something feels off. Something feels off.
Arguably the best Super Mario game to be released, Super Mario Odyssey completely changed the franchise and offered gamers a totally new experience. The game follows Mario and his new ally Cappy as they journey across various kingdoms to save Princess Peach from the infamous Bowser. The game primarily offers open-ended 3D platform gameplay, similar to Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Odyssey is an absolute must-play for any Nintendo Switch user. If you're someone who tends to like 2D Mario games more than the big 3D adventures like Mario Odyssey, you may like this one. You'll also like it if you like cats. Mario has a catsuit, and the game is littered with cat-themed things. It really blends some of the exploration of 3D Mario games with the simplicity and speed of the side-scrollers. It lets you move in 3D, but the levels are more directional and your goal is to race to the flagpole at the end like a classic Mario game. Since the camera is fixed in place, you don't have to constantly tweak it, simplifying the whole experience. Since this is an upgraded port of a Wii U game, Nintendo also included an extra game called Bowser's Fury, which plays more like a traditional 3D Mario title where you have to work with Bowser Jr. to find cat shines on a series of islands to save them from a massive, Godzilla-sized Bowser. It's different, but also a ton of fun in its own way. Breath of the Wild is a stunning reimagining of the Legend of Zelda series. The linear story of previous Zelda games is gone entirely, replaced by a wide-open world with dungeons and hidden secrets you can tackle as you wish. Breath of the Wild is sometimes more difficult and holds your hand less, but it's amazingly fun to explore Hyrule, and you'll enjoy making mistakes. The Expansion Pass DLC also adds challenge modes to test your combat skills, Hero's Path mode, which can track the path you've traveled over up to 200 hours of gameplay, and a ton of new items from the Zelda franchise history that you can discover and wear. It's worth playing this before hopping into Tears of the Kingdom. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is another one of Nintendo's enhanced Wii U ports, and it still holds up. Its spectacular tracks, colorful karts, and myriad dirty tricks make it a marquee multiplayer experience on Nintendo's hybrid console. A new smart steering option opens the game up to younger kids, too, giving them a way to play along without getting completely trounced. Whether drifting, hovering, or gliding around the scenic courses, you're almost guaranteed to grin while playing it. A game almost a decade in the making, Pikmin 4 is very much a real thing, and it's just waiting to be played on the Nintendo Switch. While its core gameplay loop remains essentially unchanged from previous Pikmin entries, Pikmin 4 is by far the most accessible entry in franchise history, both in terms of controls and difficulty. Pikmin 4 also makes some fun additions and improvements over prior entries, such as new Pikmin types, a new Night Expeditions mission type, and the ability to customize the player character for the first time in the series. Cozy, calm, and engaging, Pikmin 4 is an ideal Nintendo Switch game, showing that this franchise is far from dead. Luigi's Mansion began life as a launch game for the GameCube 20 years ago, but everyone's favorite less famous plumber has to rescue Mario and the gang from ghosts, yet again using a tricked-out vacuum. This version has the same basic walk-and-suck gameplay, though you can now slam ghosts around and create a goo-based duplicate of yourself. The hotel you explore has a lot of fun floors filled with things you'll never find in an actual hotel, like a desert, a movie studio, a pirate ship, and a castle. It's a tough game at times, but it's so packed full of secrets and cash that it never gets too repetitive. Now the best-selling fighting game of all time, this game crosses over just about every major gaming franchise in history, from Pac-Man to Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Each character plays very differently, and the whole game feels like a tribute to the video game medium as a whole. Smash Bros. Works so well because anyone can pick it up and either just have a giggle while throwing items around as Steve from Minecraft and Bowser, or you can play skillfully online and truly have your abilities tested. Containing superb fighting mechanics, a terrific suite of modes to play, and a roster of fighters that features every character in series history, and then some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is all but an essential title for the Switch.
Let's give him the usual, Noah.
We got the initiative. Nice one, Wamba.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is one of the biggest and best JRPGs available on Switch. Its fantastical world, endearing characters, and ultimately satisfying story make this 150-hour epic a journey well worth taking. The game tells the story of Noah and his childhood friends Uni and Lance, and Agnes Mio and her two comrades in arms, Senna and Tayan. These 6 characters gain the power of Ouroboros and cooperate to find safety. On this journey you will discover and accompany them the mystery of eternal war and the true nature of their world. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 also features the series' best side quests and most varied combat to date thanks to its new class swapping mechanic.
You really saved us, Bob. Have it! Extra!
Pokémon Legends Arceus finally gives the Pokémon franchise a long-awaited refresh. Taking place in the distant past of Diamond and Pearl Sinnoh region, Arceus lets you capture and study wild Pokémon in a world where humans still fear the creatures. Vast open fields, revamped battle mechanics, and an utterly addictive approach to exploration create the most immersive Pokémon experience yet. After nearly 20 years, Metroid Dread brings Samus Aran back to her 2D, bounty hunting roots for the true Metroid 5. In it, you explore a dense, dangerous new planet full of powers to pick up and enemies to eliminate. From uncompromising boss battles to terrifying chases, Dread more than lives up to its subtitle. If there's anyone strong enough to take down the Terror, it's Nintendo's leading lady. Metroid Prime is one of the best games ever made. It takes Super Metroid's brilliant exploratory action and perfectly translates it to 3D with immaculate level design and immersive first-person shooting. This remaster, which ventures into the remake territory, includes everything that worked in the original and ups the presentation to modern, beautiful standards.